This is the case of missing child Summer Moon Utah Wells. Missing child Summer Moon Utah Wells. Missing since June 15, 2021. Missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. Dobb February 4, 2016. Age now 7. Sex female. Race white. Hair color blonde. Eye color blue. Height 3 feet 0 inches. Weight 40 pounds. Summer was last seen at home on June 15, 2021 at approximately 6 p.m. She was last seen wearing gray pants, a pink shirt, and was possibly barefoot. 1-800-843-5678 Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Tennessee, 1-423-272-7121. Summer Moon Utah Wells went missing from her family home along Ben Hill Road in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County, Tennessee, on June 15, 2021. The then 5-year-old girl was last seen around 6:30 p.m. while she was going down to the basement to play with her toys, her family reportedly said. Her father, Don Wells, believed she was abducted. The next day, an Amber Alert was issued for her. Summer lived with her mother, father, and 3 brothers. The day she disappeared was like any other. The little girl spent the day swimming with her mom, Candace, and grandmother, Candy, at a local creek. She came back home and planted flowers with some people she knew. That was the last day anyone ever saw her. She has not been heard from since. Summer's father issues first statement. Don Wells, Summer's father, said in a statement to WJHL that Summer would never leave our hill and that he believes someone snuck up on her and grabbed her. We know that there's people praying all around the world praying for her safe return. So many people love her. She would never leave our hill. I think that someone snuck up on her and grabbed her. I don't think she's in the area because the dog goes down to the road and that's the end of the trail, but I don't know that for a fact. The way that she just disappeared, she would never do that. Speaking to reporters, Summer's father, Don Wells, thanked the community and the emergency personnel searching for Summer. Wells also spoke about the evening his daughter was reported missing. She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother and she wanted to go into the house, so my wife watched her go into the door and she went into the house. And the boys were on the internet of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother came in and she says Summer, and she went down into the basement and she didn't answer. So she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since. Friday, June 25, 394 tips so far. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation revealed it had received nearly 400 tips but none had resulted in new developments in the case. More than 100 agencies across the state and nation have assisted in the search through treacherous terrain and high grass to locate Summer. News Channel 11 obtained audio from emergency scanners the night Summer Wells was reported missing. Summer's mother released new pictures of Summer, although Summer's mother, Candace Bly, hasn't spoken to News Channel 11 on camera. Bly and her mother, Summer's maternal grandmother, released statements Friday afternoon. Bring my grandbaby home. She is a lovely baby, and we're so thankful for everyone looking for her. We yelled and looked for her as much as we could. She's just gone. It's devastating. Candace Harrer, grandmother to missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. Extended interview. Parents of missing child Summer Wells recount events leading to disappearance, address rumors. Candace Bly, the mother of missing Rogersville 5-year-old Summer Wells, says a lot is on her mind as the 2-week mark of her daughter's disappearance passes by. She is certain Summer did not wander away from the home and suspects she was taken. She was joined by her husband and Summer's father, Donald Wells. I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard, Bly said. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Bly went into detail when remembering the evening of Summer's disappearance. She recounted planting flowers with her own mother and Summer. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, Bly said. and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. I said okay, and I walked all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. Bly said she told the boys to watch Summer until she returned. Bly said she was back within 2 minutes and asked where Summer was. They said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom, Bly recounted. According to Bly, she yelled downstairs for Summer, but she heard no response. Which was unusual, because usually she always answers me, Bly said. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. Audio samplings from emergency scanner traffic on June 15, the night of Summer's disappearance, capture personnel saying that Bly had gone for a walk. Below is a transcription of the audio as authorities were called to Summer's home on Ben Hill Road, courtesy of Broadcastify. UB en route to 110-110 Ben Hill Road off of Beach Creek. It will the first resident on your right, in reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, and now they can't find her. They have been yelling for her. She has been gone for about 10 minutes now. Authorities later learned that Summer was, in fact, 5 years old. Bly told News Channel 11 on Monday, June 28 that she does not go on walks near their home. I don't go on walks around here or runs, because I'm scared of the bears and snakes, and even the coyotes that are around here, she said. Wells said he is not sure why authorities thought Bly had been on a walk. Bly said she is hopeful for her daughter's safe return as search efforts continue for Summer. Whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound, Bly said. On Saturday, June 26, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said they were seeking the driver of red or maroon Toyota Tacoma who could be a potential witness in the case of Summer's disappearance. Bly told News Channel 11 that the vehicle is a mystery to her. It's really strange that I've never seen this truck, and I've never heard of it until just recently, Bly said. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. If you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. Throughout the search for Summer, community members have wondered why Summer's hair was as short as it was. According to Bly and Wells, the hairstyle was Summer's choice. She was a tomboy, Bly said. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did. She tried to shave her head, Wells said. She tried to make it, I think you can see it on some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long. Incident Commander Tim Koo of the Church Hill Rescue Squad announced on Sunday, June 27 that crews would be scaling back operations to find Summer, citing mental and physical exhaustion among the more than 120 agencies participating in the effort. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted, Wells said. I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning, but they have to go through their investigation. We have to do one step at a time, I guess, but I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man-hours in these woods and everything. Wells also said he wished there was a way investigators could search neighbors' homes and obtain search warrants if the residents were not willing to allow them in. Wells expressed thanks to community members that have offered a reward for information leading to Summer's return. Summer's parents also said that despite comments and posts on social media, they are choosing to focus on the supportive people around them. There's always going to be haters, you know, and there's always going to be that way in this world, Wells said. We'll just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for Summer, and we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. And that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck. We hardly know any of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened. I got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. The most important thing is to bring Summer home, Bly said. Bly also addressed rumors on social media regarding Wells and the rest of the family. "I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband," Bly said. "He's always provided for us and worked as much as he could and can, and still is, and I'm sorry that you guys feel that way. But that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around, ever." Summer's parents say she loves to dance with Wells. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl," and she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl till my arm got tired. I mean, I put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla and they say, jumping all over me about past tense was. Well, I'm sorry about that. Throughout the search for Summer, community members have wondered why Summer's hair was as short as it was. According to Bly and Wells, the hairstyle was Summer's choice. According to Summer's parents, she is a tomboy and very much the boss of her older brothers. "She'd give them a run for their money every day," Wells said. "She'd give them a run for their money and there was times we would be, that our boys like don't do this and don't do that and next thing you know, a stick would come up and just whap 'em, and we'd be like, Summer, don't do that." Summer was the boss of the family, Bly said. They'd get out of line, and she'd put them in line. While her parents said Summer loved to play princess, they also emphasized how much she liked to get dirty. "She loved to play in the mud, in the water and swing on a swing and enjoy dirt," Bly said. Summer's parents say she was not in school yet, but they had planned to start her this year and had already registered her. Bly said of all three of Summer's brothers, J, 12, W, 11, and W, 9, the youngest is having the toughest time. "He just misses his sister so much, because he played with her all the time," Bly said. "He was, I think, one of her favorites." Bly went on to say that the last 2 weeks had been devastating and heartbreaking for her sons. "I just never expected for anyone to get hold of my heart like she has," Wells said. "Because I've tried to guard my heart as much as I can. But she holds my heart, her little hands. I love her with all my heart. I'd do anything to have her back." Bly and Wells said they wholeheartedly believe someone has Summer and pleaded with whoever that may be to let her go. "If there's any way that you can find it in your heart to please release her, somehow, I don't know how you might do that. I mean, because you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure," Wells said. "But please find it in your heart. Have mercy and find a way of letting her go where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her and us and her brothers. She's such a loving, good spirit. Please, please don't hurt her. Please, let her come home. Bring my baby home, please," Bly said. "We really miss her very much. She was the angel, our blessing, the love of our life. Sure, this is what made our world go around." Wells said his biggest fear is that Summer is being tormented somewhere. "I'm just scared that somebody is hurting her," Bly said. "And there's nothing I can do about it. It smothers me." Bly also touched on a TikTok video that has gained traction on social media of Summer swimming. She said the video was taken earlier on June 15, the day Summer was first reported missing. Bly said they were only swimming for around 20 minutes while waiting to pick up a prescription from a drugstore. She said they then returned home in the afternoon. Bly was not certain how many hours passed from the time they returned home and Summer disappeared. "I really can't tell you all the time details, because time gets away from you when you're trying to enjoy yourself," Bly said. Bly addressed the case of her missing sister, which investigators say does not appear to be linked to the case of Summer. "When my sister gone missing I was between Arkansas and Tennessee," Bly said. "I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely, too." "Well, yeah, there's nothing that She disappeared without a trace, Wells said. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing. And, when you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. You know, I want to keep hope, but sometimes I just lose hope. When I think maybe we won't never see her again, you know. So I start thinking in past tense, sorry. But I'm trying to keep hope. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that. Her case weighs heavily on all involved. Friday marks Summer Wells' 6th birthday. Friday marks 234 days since Hawkins County child Summer Wells was reported missing. Friday is also Summer's 6th birthday. Community members met Tuesday at Borden Park in Kingsport to hold a prayer vigil for Summer and hope for her safe return home. In a tweet from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, authorities noted that February 15 will mark 8 months since Summer was first reported missing from her home in the Beech Creek community. Summer Wells is on our minds today, just as she's been every day since June 15, 2021, the TBI wrote. Her case weighs heavily on all involved. The TBI states they continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the Federal Bureau of Investigation Office in Knoxville as the search for Summer continues. Summer Wells' disappearance, 1 year later. It has been just over a year since Summer Moon Udah Wells was last seen in a Northeast Tennessee community. Her family marked the grim anniversary by releasing an open letter to the now 6-year-old girl as investigators said they are not giving up the search. Summer was last seen around 6:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021, at her family home located along Ben Hill Road in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County, Tennessee. Her family said she was headed down to the basement to play with her toys. Her father, Don Well, believed she was taken by someone. That prompted an Amber Alert to be issued for her the next day. Summer Wells' mother remembers day she disappeared. Candice Bly Wells posted her memory of the heart-wrenching moments she realized her daughter was gone. It was posted to the family's blog findsummerwells.com. It reads, "We come home. And then me and my mom, the boys were in watching YouTube like they always do. My mom says, let's rearrange and plant the flowers. She goes, well, we know the boys aren't going to help us. I know Summer will. So, I yelled for Summer. She was in the house with the boys. She comes out and she was planting flowers with us. The flowers were put in planters next to Grandma Candy's camper, with Summer handling some of the tasks. She put all the rocks on top, put Chase in there. She did all the rocks herself. We went into Grandmother's after we were done. She asked Grandma for a piece of candy. Grandma gave her a piece of candy. She told me she wanted to go back over with her brothers, so I literally walked her halfway between the camper and the house. I watched her go in the door and I could see her brothers at the kitchen table. When she went in, I walked over and yelled at the boys. I said, watch Summer. I'll be right back. I've got to fix Mom's knee brace. I was standing right there, at the camper. I was over there fixing it. Literally, you can see my house from the camper door. She did not walk back out that front door. So, I went down there and I searched. I looked everywhere I could. Then I went through the house and I kept calling for her, yelling for her, everything. I came out here, outside, yelling for her, everything else, and she was nowhere. So, I called Don because I was freaking out. I said, I can't find Summer. Get home now. He was like, call 911. So, I dropped my phone because I had to run over and get Mom's phone and dial 911, because her AT&T phone is the only one that works out here to call 911. So, I called them, and told them what's going on. Before the cops even came out, I went down and told my neighbors, Summer is missing, will you help me look? Just in case she did wander off. But I knew in the back of my mind, she's never wandered off. She never went nowhere without me. She'll ask me to do something before she even goes and does it. And she's scared to go in the woods herself because we've told her time and time again, because of the bears and snakes. I sent the older boys down through the creek. If they've got a walkie-talkie and their buck knife, they can go down through there. I sent all them searching, and I went out in my mum's truck and went all the way down by the church, then went all the way down the other way, and I didn't see nobody even out and about. Then I went all the way back in the holler as far as the truck can go, and I didn't see nothing back in there, either. When I was coming back up out of the holler, the cops were coming up in my driveway. So, I just followed them up in here. I don't recall if Don was here before the police got here or if he was here at the same time they showed up. We searched everywhere we could possibly search. They were out here for 3 or 4 days straight searching 5,000 square acres. They searched all this mountain terrain all the way down through here. They smile to put on a good show, but other than that, I know they're really upset. They ask me every day, is Summer coming home today? I can't answer that. I don't know. I find myself sitting out her until midnight or 1 o'clock at night just hoping maybe that whoever took her or whatever happened, she'll come wandering back up the driveway to us. Summer Wells' father shared heartfelt letter written to daughter. Summer's father, who is currently in jail on charges not related to her disappearance, said he has had a lot of time to think, reflect, and read the Bible. He wrote a letter to his young daughter adding he hasn't given up hope. Since you've been gone, I've been completely devastated. I looked everywhere for you, my beautiful girl. I thought YouTube would be the most powerful tool to help find you, and perhaps it still could be, but at a price we may not be able to afford. Our family may not survive. I'm sorry, my beautiful girl, that I completely lost my mind. With so many thoughts of people hurting you, and I know you want to come home, and there's nothing I can do, I'm powerless. So, I ask God please look over my precious daughter. We love her so much. We wish God you will return her to us as well as the boys. I would be so happy to be a family again. Search for Summer Wells very much active and ongoing. During a press conference on Wednesday, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation spokesperson Leslie Earhart gave an update on the case after a year. They reflected on the early days of the case. Earhart said the day after Summer disappeared, the TBI issued an Amber Alert. She said investigators had hoped to have good news within 24 hours of that alert. Instead, day after day ended in frustration and disappointment, said Earhart. At that time, no one expected that we would still be searching for Summer 1 year later. She said this case has been well outside the norm with limited clues and all possibilities still being explored. Thousands of man-hours have gone into the case so far. More than 100 TBI agents, analysts, and experts have combed over digital evidence, physical evidence obtained through search warrants, and social media accounts. They also have conducted 3 major large-scale ground searches and numerous targeted ground searches. More than 170 formal interviews have been conducted with countless follow-up calls and emails. Authorities have sifted through thousands of tips, but said investigators have been bogged down with false leads generated by online speculation and people profiting on Summer disappearance. She said some have even been soliciting donations for her and the family that have never reached them. Tennessee missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. Investigators search for pickup truck. Earhart said she knows there are a substantial amount of people across the country who care deeply about Summer and her disappearance, but ask people not to call in tips based on YouTube videos or social media speculation. No one wants answers more than we do, she said. Sheriff Lawson said this is the biggest investigation in the county's history and it has weighed heavily on everyone. It's heartbreaking to me, my law enforcement officers and the community, he said. We've never stopped. The sheriff said he will continue to follow up on all creditable leads and conduct targeted searches where appropriate, all to find Summer. We've never stopped, we've never slowed down. We deal with it every day, he said. We haven't stopped. The sheriff said they have not ruled out a walk-off, abduction, or other foul means in connection to her disappearance. Summer is described by investigators as being 3 feet tall, weighing about 40 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt. She is believed to be barefoot and her hair is now shorter than photos released by the TBI. Saturday, February 4, 2023 marked Summer Wells' 7th birthday. Saturday, February 4 marks the 7th birthday of Summer Wells, a girl missing from Hawkins County since June 2021 and the subject of an ongoing statewide Amber Alert. When she was first reported missing from her family's home in the Beech Creek community, Summer Wells was 5 years old. Nearly 600 days later, she is still missing, and her Amber Alert remains active. Summer's disappearance prompted weeks of active searching throughout Hawkins County, with agencies from multiple states and hundreds of personnel combing through the area. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Summer Wells remains active and ongoing. TBI agents continue to work with the FBI and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to pursue all potential leads. Anyone with credible first-hand information regarding Summer's disappearance is asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. News Channel 11 reached out to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, for a statement Friday on the latest on the search for Summer and received the following reply. Leslie Earhart, TBI Public Information Officer. In June 2022, 1 year after Summer disappeared, the TBI published a frequently asked questions sheet. On the sheet was the agency's statement that there was no evidence to indicate she had been abducted, but all possibilities were being investigated. Earlier in the investigation, the TBI had stated it was looking into possibilities of foul play and the very real possibility that she wandered off and became lost in the mountainous and rough terrain surrounding her home. Donald Wells, Summer's father, spoke with News Channel 11 earlier in the week for the first time on camera since he was released from jail for a DUI charge. Who's who in the Summer Wells case? There haven't been any leads and no tangible evidence on her whereabouts since she was reported missing on June 15, 2021. However, there are several people involved in the situation. First, there are Summer's parents, Don Wells and Candace Bly. Together, they have 3 boys and Summer. Last July, Child Protective Services removed Summer's older brothers from their home. Both Candace and law enforcement have stated they were the last to see the little girl. Their grandmother, Candace's mother, was also one of the last to see Summer, spending the entire day with her. Summer's grandmother, also named Candace, has dealt with a family member disappearing before. Her daughter and Summer's aunt, Rose Marie Bly, hasn't been seen since she went missing in 2009 from St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. The Wells family are Seventh-day Adventists and attend a church in Kingsport. Outside of her family, Summer was best known by church members, her Sabbath school teacher, Robin Lane, and family friend David Dotson. After Summer had been missing for several weeks, community members like Timmy Etherton organized weekly prayer circles. Some of them were even attended by Summer's family. Also helping the family are private investigators and media manager Tim Mullen. Both Mullen and the investigators are local to the Tri-Cities region. All of these people, along with the Sheriff's Office, TBI, FBI, and hundreds of searchers are those with the most vested interest in finding Summer. The area where Summer went missing has a river and one 2-lane road that runs through the length of the county. If it wasn't through the woods, it was by that road that she left, since the road connects Beech Creek Road to anywhere. Beech Creek is the butt ends of both Hawkins and Sullivan County. It's a quiet, rural area, with mountainous terrain, farms, and several churches. June 15, 2023 2 years Summer has been missing for 2 years now. She never got the chance to start school because she was only 5 years old when she went missing on June 15, 2021. She has missed several holidays with her family and she has missed 2 of her birthdays. Summer is 7 years old now and she would be in the 2nd grade. 2 years. 2 years 24 months. 2 years 104.2857 weeks. 2 years 730 days. 2 years 17,520 hours. 2 years 1,051,200 minutes. 2 years 63,072,000.
misty rain. I'm looking out in the sky, wishing I could fly like birds, so fly so high, to reach you, to be near you. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. It's been too long, I wish I could turn back time, sitting here waiting till the sun won't shine. I'll wait till you can hear me. I know someday everything will change for us. You will be with me forevermore. No more will I ever leave you. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die. Years will pass and leaves will fall, all the seas will dry. You know the snow will slowly melt, but my love will never die, never die.